Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Let's Get Into It. And look, Kim, I thought you was gone.
Oh no! See, I came in costume. I'm giving. I'm probably do the female version of
It's,
Blade.
it's, it's, it's Renaissance, isn't it?
Yeah, just give a little costume because they had their little costumes on down to the Married to the Medicine. It was Halloween for them, but it's Halloween for me every day.
So it looked like a Catwoman outfit. Is it
Yeah, I think I was giving superhero.
Okay, all right, I see you. Saving the day.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Kimmy. Hey, Candace, Chris, Jay
Hey
Rucker.
Kimmy. Hey, Jay Rucker, Candace, Chris be holding it down in the chat for us. Yes.
Yes, thank you so much. It's a lot going on this week. A little bit of an announcement. Wednesday, we are doing a Let's Get Into It. We haven't really been doing them in the past couple of weeks, but we are doing it this Wednesday. We're going to be talking about Renaissance and Khalees, and her, clout chasing and trying to get something out of nothing and, just struggling. So we're going to talk about that on Wednesday.
Yeah, and I think we should do a little review of the album, what we think about the songs.
We can. We can. I mean, but
I think Beyonce deserves a dedication after all she's been through.
Yeah, she been through a lot, and she delivers, and that's why we love her. But that's why she got haters too. So
right, because I need to know why we can't say spaz. I didn't know.
That's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my life.
I didn't know. I use. I'm like spaz out. What is it? Like, what is spaz?
But out of everything that is actually on the album, it's a lot of different types of words, and there's worse words in there besides spaz.
Was they just going? They was reading the lyrics like.
Y'all was looking for anything.
That one.
Y'all was really looking because when you listen to the music, you can't really hear the words that clearly.
And she is so gracious for going back and to change it or take it out because I wouldn't be taking shit out.
I wouldn't take it out either.
But I'm not taking it out because spaz. What?
She wants the Grammy. She wants the Grammy.
No, but who are we offended? I need to know this because who are we offending by saying spaz?
They're saying you're ableist. Meaning we're gonna get to it on Wednesday, but I guess making fun of disabled people. But the song wasn't about disabled people.
Oh my God! See, now I did not know that because now I'm gonna go up to a handicapped person and say spaz, 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 spaz. And there's a boy next door in a wheelchair.
I don't even think disabled people. I don't
know because I'm telling you, I see him when I go to like the supermarket. So if I see him, I'm gonna walk by and say spaz. It's like and see if he say anything. If he get offended, then I'll know how to.
I honestly did not know that was an offensive word.
Me neither, because I'm like at this point, you're not gonna be able to say nothing, and I'm sure I can't say nothing because anything.
I haven't seen a reach this hard in a long time. Like I never seen somebody put out an album and immediately, like people are reaching. Every chance you get, somebody reaching for something. So we're gonna talk about it on Wednesday. So we're gonna talk about the first beginning of this episode where
let me get my notes because I have to take this.
Where they were at the surprise party. It was a surprise get together.
The ambush. That was an ambush.
It was a movie night. So they got together. Heavenly's upset, but Heavenly is the victim. She doesn't have any accountability. So I don't know why y'all stand for her. She has no accountability at all.
She doesn't. Because she meant what she said, and she said what she meant.
But is that okay? You said Quad slept with married men. That's your friend. That's your friend.
You know what? The only thing, and I will give the people that what she said about Quad, as far as if she did not know for sure, because that's not even something to joke about. That's no allegation to joke about.
When you're friends with somebody, your friend knows your whole stuff. Like your friend knows the stuff that you do that you don't want people to know. I would never go and tell what my friend has done behind the scenes, even if they did it.
Yeah, even and especially if you don't know if they did it.
She knows because she gives Anila the name of the lady.
She gives her the name of the lady who's saying it. She's saying this is the person that's spreading that rumor.
How much you want to bet Heavenly hasn't reached out to this lady and got the deeper information?
No, she probably did, but that's just somebody saying something because somebody could say.
Hey Nola, I know I was gonna have some opposition, but Heavenly.
Hey Nola.
Heavenly is about like Marlo to me. Like I don't even know how y'all deal with this.
No, I don't think she's no. I think Heavenly is just, she's just Heavenly. But I can understand why Quad is offended.
For Heavenly. I'm like, I sound like Dr. Simone. Why are y'all making excuses for Heavenly?
And Dr. Simone, I don't even like Dr. Simone at this point because I do not like. Was that her Halloween party?
We're going to get to that, but I think it was. But I think all of them looked a mess. I think all their costumes were horrible. I think the only one who looked decent was Miss Carrie, and she didn't say nothing. So
right. But don't we find it funny that Simone is always stealing people's ideas and then making it hers? Like, the Halloween thing was usually Toya's.
But I'm sure Toya asked her to do it this year because her funds was low, and she's renting, and she don't really have the funds to.
But even like with the couples thing, Heavenly was saying that she was a couples expert. Simone had to throw the couples trip and be the couples counselor and try to act like her and drunk ass Cecil was doing something. It's like she steals everybody's idea and try to make it her own. Like.
I think she's a matron. She is an older lady, and I think she, she's that auntie.
She shouldn't even be arguing with Heavenly. She should be going to her dental office trying to get her teeth pushed back. No, just shove them in a little bit. Just.
They're pearly white though. They're pearly.
They are. They are, but they just sitting out a little bit too far, and then she's always telling stuff and. Like, girl, stop snitching.
I just feel like we are both kind of extra petty tonight. I don't know what the thing is.
It's something in the juice.
It's something in here. I think it's the Casamigos, but I think that it's about to get real petty. But so Quad is arguing with Simone, and they're arguing about how to deal with Heavenly. My thing with Quad is you're in the same boat as them. I don't know. I don't understand why you sticking up for this lady. She just said that you was, messing with married men. Like, what does it have to take? Like, I feel like at some point y'all are scared of Heavenly. Like, seriously.
I think Quad reasoning for sticking up for Heavenly, even though she's in the same situation as the other ladies, is that Heavenly probably knows the tea, like you said. So maybe she doesn't want to, upset her or to get her angry enough for her to blurt out, girl, you did, because Heavenly's one of them people.
But is that your friend? Is that your friend though?
But,
is that really your friend that you don't know if they're going to tell your business or not? Is that your friend? Or is that an associate?
No, that is an associate. And like they said, Heavenly keeps everything quiet. She doesn't talk about her and Daddy's relationship. She let all of them spill their tea, and she's like,
I did notice it looked like Damon lost some weight though. It also looked like Eugene lost weight too.
Yeah, Eugene looked like he lost a lot of weight. Well, being stressed out, lifting boxes, always moving, that'll do it. When you gotta lift boxes, every other week, you tend to lose a couple of pounds.
I think he got movers for as much as he moves. I'm sure he gets the.
Well, at the rate Toya's spending up the money, he probably can't afford the movers. He's moving himself at this point.
They can't afford a party, so Quad. She got mad at Heavenly for the emoji thing. So
yeah, and I think that was just some pent up frustration. It was like just one more thing, because that little emoji wasn't even worth it. Quad just was looking for a reason.
It seems like to me, Quad puts on a show. It seemed like she just really be doing a lot for the cameras. It's like in real life, I don't see myself yelling at somebody this close without fighting. I don't do that yelling. Maybe it's something that the ladies do, but I just don't do all that yelling. Like Quad was really doing a lot.
Yeah,
for her to be like at the end, I don't know if I want to deal with Heavenly, and if Heavenly does this to me again, I will no longer deal with her. I don't understand you having that stance then, but not that, not at that moment.
Because, like you said, Heavenly probably knows the tea, and that was fair warning. That was just like, look, if you try it again, Heavenly, I'm just gonna not speak to you. She couldn't probably do it in that moment because Heavenly probably was a little heated and a little upset, still from being ambushed. And she probably was like, well, you did sleep, John, Thomas that you were sleeping with that was married to Mary Thomas, she probably would say something like that. So I think she got her in the best atmosphere. Heavenly did apologize to her eventually, and she just let her know, like, look, if I hear you talking negatively about me again, it's over.
Are they cool now to this day? Like, do you know if they're cool?
I'm not too sure. I haven't seen too much on the Instagram of them, but I did see them interacting a little bit. I think I saw pictures of them together on the Instagram not too long ago.
But are they new or recent pictures? Because I'm sure after she sees the episode, things will change. And by reunion time, things will be different.
Yeah, it will. I think probably today.
Yeah.
She probably changed today.
Because of this scene right here where Heavenly goes to the store with messy, dirty Anila. Anila, like, I can't do Anila at all. I just don't like Anila.
Anila, she just made me upset by this. Girl, how you don't know how to raise your own kids? Like,
you don't know how to raise your kids, but you're so fascinated with Toya, who at least has a relationship with her kids. You don't know what to do for your kids. You don't know what they like to eat. You don't know how to make pinto beans. You don't know how to do nothing but blog. You can blog.
She could blog about not knowing how to be a mother. That could be that.
And you don't get points for waking up at 6 in the morning and taking the kids to school and coming home and blogging. You don't get points for that.
I was so disgusted with her. Like, girl, these are things that everyday women do every day with sometimes 3 or 4 or 5 kids. They have to deal with every day. I had a friend that was taking a class with me. She had about 5 kids, and I'm like, girl, like, how do you do it? So she's like, I just got to do organizing and stuff like that. You just learn. And I'm like, for Anila to sit there and be like, oh my God, and
you have 2 kids.
Like, with them 2 kids, and one of them is big, and like the mother said over the phone, like, your kids are good kids. They're not really bad like you was, So
the boy might be spoiled. The boy,
yeah, they probably spoiled, but I don't think they're cursing out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think they cursing out and slamming doors.
That only happens like once you get to 12, 13. That's when you get the slamming doors and want your privacy and stuff like that.
I wish
with no slamming doors in my house. The doors had to be open.
Right. It wasn't a door
closed doors either.
No doors to be slammed. Like, and I don't like my kids. Don't even look at me crazy. Don't look at me. You better watch your eyes.
You're being ableist. So we're just gonna move forward.
Okay, don't get loud with me with your eyes. Your eyes even got real loud with me. No.
You're being ableist. No.
Spaz.
And I told you about being ableist. Please don't call that dude a spaz when you walk past him.
I am, because I need to see if he gets upset.
Let me know what happens, like, if you do that.
Right, because I don't know, like, because he's usually out, but he's an older guy, but I don't know if it's his mother.
Older guy, you could have walked past the older guy in the wheelchair.
I'm saying he's not that old. He's about 20 something, but I'm saying he's not a kid, so it's not like, he's like.
But I never heard anybody use that term derogatory, or I never heard anyone use it.
Right. This is why I need to find out. I'm going to investigate this because I never heard, like, I use spaz out, like.
How y'all be reaching when it comes to certain people. It's just, y'all really do.
But I hope he don't reach out his wheelchair and slap me.
Well, I don't think I think he don't know that you're talking to him because spaz, you could be talking to anybody. What's a spaz?
I'll probably say it like 2 to 3 times. Like, I'm gonna wear my sneakers. I'm gonna bend over like I'm tying my shoe in front of his wheelchair and be like, you spaz.
I can't take you. That is so stupid. Not stupid, but funny. So Heavenly is sitting with Anila, and in this conversation, Heavenly is the victim. She got little teardrops in her eyes. She's upset. Her eyelashes irritated her eyelids. So
she's the victim.
She did it on purpose so she can cry a little bit.
You have to do what you have to do sometimes.
You're supposed to be Heavenly Beauty, but her wigs be messed up. Like, they look dry. Have you seen the wigs? Have you been looking at the wigs? Would you get a Heavenly Beauty? Oh, okay. I'm just asking. Because the last wig Contessa had was horrible. This wig that she had on this week look dry and cheap. Heavenly is trash, and that's just what it is. Heavenly is a Florida piece of trash.
Don't talk about Heavenly like that. Heavenly just says what's on her mind.
She ghetto, and Dr.
She gets very expressive. She was locked in a room for most of her life without a window. This girl has been through things. Her sister was jealous of her because she was smarter, and she was, you know, she was. It was a lot. Her father was in the military, so they had like a stern household, you know, whatever.
He was never there. He had another family,
but he was there in spirit. The spirit of him was there, you know, and it left.
He had another woman cross town, and she gave them that story about the military. Like, let's be real. I can see through the lies. Like this, you're giving dad went to the store and never came home. You're giving those types of vibes.
So he went out for the pack of cigarettes.
He went out for the pack of cigarettes, and that's why you call your husband daddy, and he call you buddy.
Now that's weird. You're not gonna be calling me buddy.
Like, hey, buddy, daddy, and she calls him buddy. That's weird.
That the buddy is weird. But I'm not calling you daddy, but, you know. But
that's true. Allura hair do be looking good. Maybe she know what to do with it.
Yeah, probably Allura's, you know, putting some moisturizer on it. Heavenly is a little older.
But
so
yeah, Heavenly probably don't know what to do with hair. She don't know anything about hair. She's a dentist, so she. But it seemed like there should be somebody around her that knows how to do hair. That's gonna make sure that she's a brand. You got to be a brand when you're selling hair.
Well, she did step her game up. I'm gonna give her that.
If your hair is busted, nobody's gonna buy a Heavenly Beauty wig. If you're looking like a sack of potatoes every week, nobody's gonna buy a Heavenly Beauty wig when they can go down the street. Because
Heavenly, call me, girl. I rotate the tracks for you, girl.
Well, if you hit the dislike, it still counts for us. So hit the dislike if you mad.
Right, you could thumbs down it.
I welcome all, participation.
Shady said he here with his beard and he want order smoke. He won't.
I want to. What's that Kaya meme? I like. Who the F want war? I wish I could insert that, but it has expletives in it. So
I was just listening to her earlier too. That Lick Me Low.
I like her little song that I posted. I can't remember the name of it.
Is it? I think it's Lick Me Low.
No, is that the one with the lingerie? That is the one with the lingerie. Was she with the horse?
I forgot the name of that song because Kaya has so many.
Kaya has a whole repertoire.
Yeah, she has so many songs. But I was listening to Lick Me Low, and if my toes ain't curling, then you must not be licking me right. I was like, what?
I was listening to that. I know people like.
Hey, Ranton.
I know people in traffic next to me be like, what in the hell?
Like, what the old man? They're like, what in the geezer?
What is that? What are you listening to?
That's some old geezer. I could just see, God bless you, that my grandfather was about, I was licking. I was
just joking. Yeah, we like to play with each other, but I'm going to talk about who I want to talk about over here.
Hey, thick girl.
So we was just talking about, hey, thick girl, hey, ranting. So we were just talking about how trifling Heavenly is. And
no, Shady was talking about how trifling Heavenly was. I was like, Heavenly, I didn't say it.
There's so many things that she's done even on this episode, y'all. She's showing her hand. Anita tells Anita, you spreading the rumors about Quad messing with married men that Mariah put out years ago. But Heavenly is confirming the same rumors. And you're telling Anita the name of the lady that's saying that Quad messed with her husband?
Well, I don't know if she said, was that the lady that Quad allegedly messed with her husband, or was it the lady that was saying this?
I think Heavenly was trying to say the lady that husband that she was smashing, and the lady who was saying that he was smashing her husband. That she was smashing.
Their relationship is over, in about 5, 4, 3. Right after that, episode aired, Quad saw that because, Quad does not like to be looked at in that manner. Well,
you don't expose a hoe unless they want to be exposed. But we just gonna move forward to the next thing. That's just a example of y'all favorite being messy and dirty. She told Anila all this ammo for Quad, and she probably tells her other stuff because people like to use Anila as a puppet to do what they can't do or they don't want to do, so they use Anila to be.
Yeah, and Anila gonna get out there and she's not gonna even tell the story right. That
Anila gonna mess up the story, and
right, she's gonna mess up the lady name, and she's gonna have Quad, upset with the wrong person.
I don't think that she fits with the ladies. I don't. I really don't. I think she tries too hard. Quad cuts heavily
And
out
just simply,
that episode. I hope so. I hope so. So if she cussed her out and we got footage, I would love to see the footage because.
but Quad is not going to even cuss her out. Quad is not going to give her. She's just not
going to give you like she's dramatic in person too. Like,
yeah, I said, but I think she's going to wait for the reunion to do that because she needs to make a and when you done called and cursed somebody out, it's a little dull and flat when you see them because you done got everything out. So you just getting the remnants of what's left over.
But they said she cussed her out. They said that she cussed her out already.
Oh wow,
that's what they said. It don't take long. It don't take long, and it's still gonna be some at the reunion. It's still
if it's not true, and that and get to cussing.
But the thing about Heavenly is, and that's what Dr. Jackie was trying to explain, is that she doesn't have emotional intelligence, so she's not going to be able to take in the surprise party. She's not going to be able to take in, hey, you've done this to me, and it hurt me, and I don't appreciate it. She doesn't know how to take that in without being a victim herself.
I don't think she would try to take that. I think if they had caught her one-on-one, and I think especially Contessa, I think if Contessa had confronted her about it, like, look, Heavenly, what you said on your show, such and such, I think it would have been a different story. But if you bringing all this up and then you playing my greatest hits, I'm gonna laugh too. I'm gonna sit there and
laugh. Heavenly is so fake. Like, she apologized to Quad at the party, right? She apologized to Quad. But then the next day, you go to Anila, sit with Anila, and you spreading the rumors about her sleeping with Mary Ben. Like, she's fake. Like, I don't know why y'all not getting it. She's fake.
Yeah, I actually, to be fair, I don't agree with what she did. I don't agree that she sat there with Anila and brought up the lady's name or whatever, because like Quad did tell her later on in the show, when my friend says something, it's like you're confirming it because it's like you have more intimate detail of my life. So therefore, when you say something, it's like you're co-signing. And what she did on a YouTube show by saying, well, Quad sleep with marry man or whatever like that. Even the way she said it, I wouldn't mess with her. It would have been, I would have just been not speaking to her, and because I just cut you off, I won't say nothing to you.
Exactly. Like, I don't think that Heavenly knows how to be a friend. She never had friends growing up. She's always been jealous. She's been locked in that room, by herself. All she could do was come up with, personalities and scenarios. Like,
so you saying she got personality disorder?
I think she might have some type of personality disorder.
So she's down there being Vicky Lord from One Life to Live.
I am. Call me Iyanla, call me whatever, but I just feel like she got some issues.
So she out here.
She's a gutter snipe, straight up out the hood. She's a gutter snipe.
Not a gutter snipe, straight up out the hood.
Snipe. So we're gonna move back to gutter snipe and her daddy sitting in the house. She's crying. She's upset. She's looking at pictures of Contessa. She don't know why her and Contessa not friends. She don't know why she did her this way because she the victim. She the victim. She don't know why the girls turned on her. And her daddy.
Hey, Dad.
Comfort her a little bit, but he don't really get involved. And that's what I can appreciate about David.
Yeah, like, I would hate to see Daddy upset. I would hate to see Daddy upset because I know if he get upset, he tearing something down because he is so monotone and so like
he's monotone all the time.
Yeah, like, and so I know when he flip, it's like
he never raised his voice. I think he raised his voice one time when it was in Hawaii or whatever, and the whole Heavenly versus Mariah.
Mariah thing. That was the first time I see him.
That was intense, but usually he don't really, he don't have a whole lot to say.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't want to see him upset.
But you scared? You gonna do something? You scared of men? Are you
scared
of
it? When people are so even tone like that, and they're so mellow and so monotone, and like when they get mad, they're very it's like a rage, like they could kill you because they're so upset, and then they'll go like calm and flat, just right. Like I'm like, So I'm like, I think because that's why Heavenly Baby talks to him, because
yeah, he talks to her like a baby, like. He always has a soft monotone voice.
Yeah, because she goes to daddy, like her whole voice changing.
Well, she's Buddy, so I don't know. I don't know about that. But Just Simply says, I could never be friends with Heavenly in real life because I would be windmilling. I would be doing more than that. Like, that's Heavenly make you want to fight her.
Right. This is why I would have to not speak to her. Because, like, if I'm going to just cut you off, or we're going to fight. If we're going to fight, or I'm going to just cut you off. And if if we were a friend, if you're close and I don't want to put the paws on you, what I'm saying? And my hands are big. Like, I don't want to put, I lost weight, but my hands still the same size. Like, it's crazy. But I don't want to do that. And I'll just not speak to you. I'll act like you died.
Mm-hmm. I'm really good at ignoring people. Because I always.
Right. Because I'll be like, who's that?
Who said that?
Uh-huh.
So we are going to have a quick commercial break, and then we're going to come back and talk about this party, this boring, stupid, too childish for a 50-year-old person party. So we're going to talk about this after the commercial break. Y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe, and tune in.
Hey guys, hope you're having a good time. By the way, don't forget, hit that like button. And if you're liking, you might as well subscribe. And drop a comment below. Come on guys, let's get into it.
Y'all, I blame the Casamigos. That's what I came into earlier. It was the Casamigos. I was trying to do something else.
How does it taste? You drink it by itself? Like,
I mixed it with pineapple.
What is it? Is it liquor or is it like a mix or
it's
like
tequila?
Oh, it's tequila. I never knew what the I just had like Casamigos. I was like, I'm gonna get some, but I didn't know. Like,
it's good, but I think it's a lot of hype around it, but I do think it's good. But I've had really good tequilas that were really $30 a bottle.
I'm a Jose Cuervo.
It don't always have to be a $50. It don't always have to be a $50 bottle.
Yeah, I like Jose Cuervo. I like Jose, but I'll drink the Padron. But I gotta mix that. I would like to mix it with the pink lemonade. It's really good.
I like Patron. Patron will get you there, but I enjoy it like a good $30, $40 bottle. It don't have to be all of that,
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everybody, for joining. I'm blaming the Migos. It was the Migos. I gotta blame it.
Blame it on the Migos.
So we talked about heavily trash behind. So we're gonna move on to the.
Hey, Shar.
We're gonna move on to the Halloween party, and I will say that nobody looked good at this party. Nobody had a good costume, except for maybe Carrie. She was probably the only one, and that's a shame.
Yeah, Carrie came in being a night nurse. She was the only one that looked halfway decent, because I don't even know what was Simone.
I don't know what they were supposed to be. I don't know what most of y'all was supposed to
be.
And
when Toya and Jay-Z and Beyonce, I did not know what was going on. I thought
How was we supposed to know y'all was Jay-Z and Beyonce?
Yeah, how?
How
And
was
if I was Jay-Z, I would be very offended at that wig that he had on.
that outfit was the hair that you
Like,
did.
I'm insulted for Beyonce. Like, if you're gonna imitate Beyonce, like, please do better than that. The hair was tired, the outfit was tired. Girl, Eugene Dredd wig was tired.
I think they really just didn't have an idea of what they were going to do. They didn't have time to go. They don't want to buy costumes, so they said, "Well, what
They
can
probably
we
couldn't
do?"
afford to buy costumes
They
or
couldn't
they
afford to buy costumes. So what they did was, let's find something in the house that we can use for a costume. Like I can get this cardboard together. We can make a Jay-Z wig.
not cardboard. So you say he spray painted some cardboard and cut it
I
out.
don't know what that was. I don't know what that was.
And but Curtis
Curtis
had a nice pirate costume. I think because that looks like it was custom made for him. Like because he's a very tall guy.
Who?
And, Curtis. Because as far as costumes go, being that he's so tall, it's hard to find those costumes. You know, I think Jackie, she probably broke the bank a little bit trying to get him a custom made costume.
Jackie is a doctor and he's a basketball coach. Do you know the difference in income that is?
But I said Jackie broke the bank. You know what I'm saying? She probably bought him she's buying him stuff. That's why he wouldn't have no control over where we moved to, sir.
You don't have no control.
You're not bringing in no money, so you're not telling me I'm leaving, sir.
But if you think about it, I can understand why he cheated because he don't feel like the man because she paying for everything. So he feel like, it just does a lot for a man's ego.
But I think he knew that because she's always was, she was a doctor for a long time. I think even when they met, you knew what time it was. Like,
yeah, but it's not easy dating a successful woman and you're a basketball coach. Like, do you know how much basketball coaches make? They don't make
right. And does he? I never seen him at his job. They never. Did they ever?
I think they did basketball one time. They showed him at practice one time. So I don't know if he's still coaching or not. He's pretty old,
He is retired. He is down to the Instagram looking at booty. He just laid back waiting for Jackie to bring the check. At this point, he's like, keep working, work on, be busy because, I'm down to the DMs.
So is he still teaching high school basketball or senior citizen basketball at the home? Which one is he teaching? All right, so the J&B costumes were tired. Contessa decides that she's rather study, which I don't blame her. You don't want to be.
Who was whatchamacallit talking to this guy? He was out there, was talking to the one in the blue wigs.
Yeah, I guess he was just talking. He was just talking. He wasn't cheating. He was just talking.
And that looked a little interesting to me because she asked about him and then the way she looked down or whatever. And then later on, did you see the clip with them over there in a cut together? I was like, what's going on here?
I don't know. I didn't see that. So
watch he's down to the back. The camera zoomed in on him in the back.
Lord have mercy. Yeah, senior citizen basketball, because I don't think he can move around the court like that anymore. I'm not trying to be funny, but I don't think he can move around the court. He ain't no LeBron.
So you saying he ain't got the knees. He ain't got the knees.
He ain't got the knees. So speaking of who ain't got it, let's talk about Anila and her petty ass husband.
I thought it was hilarious.
Coming to the event. Honking their horn, they come in a moving truck. They rented the U-Haul for the event. I didn't know you could rent U-Hauls overnight, but I guess you can. I never really went overnight. Like I try to get that thing back. I just give it back, so I don't have to pay nothing. So they bring a U-Haul, and they're supposed to be movers for Toya and Eugene because the running joke is Toya and Eugene always move every year. They can't really afford where they live, and they're always moving.
It was hilarious.
He called everybody outside to look and gawk, and immediately Toya's upset, Eugene's upset. But so you thought it was hilarious.
I thought it was hilarious. And I thought it was even more hilarious that Simone was really like, "Come outside, y'all." Was that Simone or Quad? One of them.
It was quiet.
Quad, come outside. Look at and Eugene Toya, it's special for you. Come on.
She's specifically saying Eugene Toya. But I'm sure it was for some for the show, and they got to come outside and see it. But I felt like
it was funny. They just took a page out of Nene's book when Nene came dressed as the exterminator and Greg was the roach. It was
Nene
funny.
had beef. Nene beef. Nene had actual beef. That's what made it funny, is that Nene had beef. So
obviously they got some type of something going on.
You talking about Nene and Kim?
I'm talking about Anila and Toya.
They have something going on, but supposedly they made up. So if I made up with you, why are you still throwing shade?
But maybe she just thought it was funny. Maybe she was hanging out with Heavenly, and a little bit of Heavenly rubbed off on her, and she got a funny bone. It was like, hey, we could be movers, and they had the boxes with the dolly, and Eugene was not here for none of it. Eugene was so pissed. I'm like, boy, you need to be mad at your wife. Your wife is the one spending all the money, making y'all move all over for these people to be laughing at you. Turn around, like I want to grab his dread wig and just refocus his anger that way. Like, get mad at him.
What I'd like to do is put myself in people's shoes, and I can totally understand Toya and Eugene being upset. Once again, they are the butt of the joke. They're the one that people laugh at. They're like, and this took a lot of thought and planning. So you planned this out too, and it was a personal attack. I would take that as a personal attack against me.
I would too, but it was funny. Like, how you gonna pull up in a
movie?
It
might be funny for other people, but it wouldn't be funny for Toya and Eugene.
So but y'all the ones that
would have been fighting.
But
I think it's the Casamigos, but I probably would have been fighting at that moment.
You ready for Eugene to just jump up and snatch his dread wig off?
I would have been fighting. I would have been heated. Like, you tried to embarrass me in front of everybody.
No, you embarrassed yourself. Like, you the one who moved into that house, wrote your name in the foundation, and moved down the block.
Yeah,
and went down the block because you can't control your wife's spending.
They don't make the best financial decisions, but for their friends.
And that's why I think he was more mad, because it reflected a little bit of the truth. That's why he was very.
It does reflect the truth, and we do talk about Toya and Eugene moving every month. I mean, every year, just about every month. But you're always moving, so people do talk about that, but not your friends. Like, once again, we're at boundaries with your friends. Like, do y'all have boundaries with your friends, or do y'all friends can say whatever they want to say, or they can do whatever they want to do to you?
Well, no, certain things you just don't do. But they talk about me behind my back. So I'd rather you say it to my face.
Mm-hmm. So moving on from that, what I do want to say is that Eugene brings up a good point. The guys usually don't involve themselves in the drama. They don't. They usually, even if their wives are beefing, the guys are usually cool with each other.
Right.
For Kieran, I think is his name, to
Dr. Kieran, remember how?
Dr. Kieran, to insert himself in the women's business. So if you're going to say it for Eugene, you got to say it for Kieran. You inserted yourself in the women's business, and now you're throwing shade at another couple at an event.
I don't think he should have got blamed.
It's not a good look to me. You're messy.
What was he supposed to do? He lived with his wife. He don't live with them. His wife wanted to do something, and sometimes you roll with your wife when
His wife had to explain the joke.
But he knew the joke, because later on we find out Dr. Kieran was down with it, and he didn't care. He thought it was funny, And that's what it was. As later on in the show, we find out. But at the moment, I'm just thinking like, yo, he's rolling with his wife. Because like you said, the men usually don't involve themselves in the women's business.
And you're new to the circle. Remember that. And that doesn't mean you're going to stay. But you're new for now. You're new for now. And I think they was trying to introduce another lady a few weeks ago, but I haven't seen her yet. Maybe she'll pop up again in the future.
Was that her husband that was on the show? Because it was...
I don't know. Maybe it was, but she hasn't popped up since. Like, she showed up to a party, and then I haven't seen her again. So I don't know if she's going to be on the show or not. I know they were looking for new people. They were, because they was calling my job looking for doctors. And I had to throw some applications in the trash. But I was like, don't let me be on the show.
Was you writing down on the memo tab like from where?
The show, so I can be messy with a camera crew coming in. Like,
but let me find out you done threw away that doctor's opportunity. You wrote down the message like, bravo. What? And then you took it and
man, I used to send the shadiest emails. Like, my emails was shady. And the doctors used to get mad and they used to try to report me. But I used to say it in a nice way so they couldn't really write me up because
but you could be like, what I said? What happened?
I was like, well, I was really meant to like this. What do you mean?
But they looking at you like,
no, but I used to write the shadiest emails. Them doctors hated me. Well, a few days. Because I was not playing with their butt. So we're going to move on to... Also, I want to talk about Anila. One of the reasons why I don't like Anila at all, and I can't ever do Anila, is because Anila constantly tries it with people to see how far she can go. She pick and chooses who she can attack, and then she goes after the weakest thing. She did it with Lisa Nicole when she put all that money on Lisa Nicole's books because she thought Lisa Nicole wasn't going to do nothing, and she almost fought her in the lobby.
But you don't play with Lisa Nicole. Lisa Nicole going to jump up.
She fight her husband, so I know she'll fight a woman in the street. She fight her husband, so...
Don't let smooth taste fool you. Do not let the
I felt like that was so tacky of Anila to do that. So if you'll do that, you'll do other stuff. So you did that with Lisa Nicole. Now you're here with the moving truck. You know, I can't.
Well, I don't trust nobody who can't raise their own kids. Like if you sitting there like, girl, like I just don't trust you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, people are real quick to talk about other people's back.
Mm-hmm.
It happens a lot. So I do want to talk finally about the guy's trip. Before we talk about that, let's talk about Quad and Heavenly. Quad goes to Heavenly and demands an apology. She says that she will no longer deal with Heavenly ever again if she ever talks about her in a negative light. So as it has been said earlier, I guess she cussed her out when she saw the episode. But personally, I wouldn't be friends with Heavenly. Once again, she can't be friends with nobody. She done lost every friend she ever had.
And she did. Did you catch the tail end of the party with her and Jackie? She said the little slick thing about Curtis. Oh, he done left with a woman.
But then Dr. Jackie said a few shady moments too. She said basically, Heavenly stuff, whatever Heavenly said don't bother me because she's beneath me. Basically.
Yeah, like
Heavenly stuff don't matter because
she's not even on my radar. She's not intelligent enough to be on my radar.
She doesn't have that's what she's trying to say. To deal with anything. That's what she said. If you can read between the lines,
I caught that too.
She basically said she don't have emotional intelligence to understand, what she does to people, so she don't feed into it.
Yeah, I definitely caught that.
Dr. Jackie throws her little jabs in.
Yeah, because I said Dr. Jackie and Heavenly is the same person, except for Heavenly say her shit out loud.
Dr. Jackie will say it out loud, but
just in a nice, nasty way. To whereas you be like, huh?
she'll say it in like a motherly way, like an intelligent way, where
Right.
you
So you
know,
just like, oh, you know.
if you're not thinking about it, you would have never knew that she threw shade at you. But I pick up on all types of shit.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't really throw a little bit and throw a little passive aggressive dig, and I'm not gonna catch it. I'm gonna catch all them little subtle digs.
Yeah, because Dr. Jackie is good for those.
And she's really good for those. Let's not forget she exposed this lady for being barren. Exposed her in front of all them people. It's been 5 years. That lady's still mad.
Not buried.
It's been 5 years. And
Not burial. You said burial. I just thought about
to this day,
that movie in Bayou. Oh, you are buried.
He is hurt. Hey, Ranting.
Hello.
Hey.
So,
Hi.
what are your thoughts on the episode?
Contessa works my nerves. She really does. I don't get it. Like, I don't get how you are making this a storyline. Like, if you don't have anything else going on, my logic is always no storyline, hit the unemployment line.
Mm-hmm.
It's so simple. Because Heavenly is not my favorite. I don't have any favorites. I can see everybody for what they are. But when it comes down to it, lady, you used your child against somebody because you don't have anything going on and you can't stand up to Ike Jr. That's basically what it is. And until you do that and get out of that loveless marriage that is volatile, your words, not ours, I don't want to hear not two words from you talking about, oh, all bets are off. I could go low. Now, you've been waiting to go low then. You've been waiting. So you were never a friend to her if you've been waiting to go low.
But she has the right to go low because...
No, I'm talking about in the sense of, she says, now all bets are off. You mean to tell me before, when she has said stuff before, because Heavenly has said stuff before, that's not what got it? That's not what got you? But now you saying all bets are off, that means you're telling me that you've been waiting to go low. You've been waiting on this moment, and now that you got it, you're going to say whatever you want to say. But let's be clear, your fashions are terrible, your wigs are too. And if you don't leave this man, we don't want to listen to you. Toya,
that sounds like a good rhyme.
It was a Dr. Seuss rhyme.
Toya, Miss Girl, you live like a nomad, like Nola said. You live like a nomad. I can't feel bad for you. I thought what Anila did was funny, and they're not friends. They're more of associates, acquaintances, if you would. Because last season, when Toya introduced Anila to the show, she talked bad about that lady. That's why she's gonna get ate up by the real estate attorney when she come up on the show, because Toya for some reason likes to try these women like she don't, like they are nothing, like they straight off the street, not realizing that, some of them can be petty, some of them can be messy, and then some of them can drag all your stuff out. Ma'am, 7 tax liens, I already did the math. You should not have 7 tax liens if you're making $100,000 an episode. Who knows? You could be making more.
Who's making $100,000 an episode?
She's been on the show for a while. She's been on the show for years.
She makes 100, from what I looked up, unless they've all somehow gotten a raise, makes $100,000 an episode. So if they get 50,
she don't give me $100,000 worth of drama to get an episode.
So here's
the show for 9 seasons. Most of the people on this show have been on the show since the beginning.
So if she's making $100,000 an episode, and you have 12 regular episodes in the season plus the 3-part reunion, I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna take out if they get bonuses for the reunion, you're still making that even $100,000 for all 15 episodes. 100,000 times 15 is 1.5 million before taxes. So you taking home, close to $1 million. Not even $250,000. You're taking home close to $1 million after taxes. You should be able to pay the taxes. And if Eugene is getting paid off, he probably makes half of what you make. If he's making half and he's on every single episode plus the reunions, that's $750,000 before taxes.
Wait a minute! I need to find me a doctor and leave my life.
I don't know if the guys get paid though.
But that's
really don't know.
That's if they get paid. Just like if those kids get paid. It's for those 2 instances is if they get paid. We don't know that. But for her, you're taking 1.5 million home before taxes. You should be able to get that 7 tax liens up off your house. Now, what Anila did. Was it funny? Yes. It gave me Greg and Nene with the roach.
It was
Right,
petty.
it did. It was funny to me. It was funny.
It was childish. It was petty.
It was hilarious.
It was called for.
It was funny. If you know that lady don't like you and she's treated you the way she's treated you, if I get something over you, I'm gonna do it because it was funny. We not friends like that. You don't know my people like that. You don't even know my birthday, okay, ma'am? You don't even know my birthstone. They not friends like that. I don't want to hear it. Now, Neela, I'm going to subject you to some parenting classes because I don't understand what this is. Even I know how to take care of kids, and I ain't got none.
No, it's not even parenting classes. It's girl, you're not doing the LA classes. You can blog about you raising that is something to blog about. Look, I went from having a housekeeper to doing it all on my own. Like, and you can see your daily process, you know, whatever, and you can look back on yourself and see what you need to improve. That's something that she could blog on that would be interesting.
That could be something she could blog, but she's not gonna capitalize off of it. When it comes down to Dr. Heavenly talking about quad, ma'am, why did you do that? I guarantee that lady called you and cussed you out, and y'all probably no longer friends. But I wouldn't hold it against her because you're not gonna say I sleep with married men and double down on it to Neela, who y'all know can't hold water and is not gonna bring it back right. And now you sitting up here apologizing to me down to a Halloween party, but then taking pot shots while you at it. No, it's not an option. It's not going to happen. Dr. Heavenly, you messing up, girl. You out here, you going out bad.
Like I said, hey, and we got somebody in the wings ready to talk about how good Heavenly is. But
oh my God. And I'm gonna finish. Dr. Simone. Dr. Simone. Dr. Simone. I don't want to hear it from you either because Heavenly didn't come for you. She came for your husband who started with her. Now, if you want her to come for you and reach down for your bad fashions, your bad wig, your bad hairstyles, the fact that you can't walk in them shoes, then she could do that. Hell, I could do that. But the minute your husband started with her, it was up and stuck for him. If you don't want no problems, don't start now. Don't start now, won't be none. And your husband started it, so it was something. Get out my face with this. Contessa, get a new wig. And
get away from me with this Apollo.
Mind you, they just took a picture with the little boy.
I know they look so cute. They just make a cute couple. I think him and Phaedra still makes a cute couple.
I feel like they were a beautiful family, but they were toxic.
They were.
Yeah.
They were, but they are a beautiful Black family. So it's good to see fathers in their lives and their kids' lives and stuff. And he took his son to school. Today was his first day. He's growing. I remember when he was born.
We all remember when he
was. I was like, feel old. Like I've been sitting down to the bed watching these shows for years.
I was like, y'all, oh my God, I'm getting
seeing whole children grow up on TV.
Yeah,
fourth grade. So okay.
Anila's non-parenting skills. She don't have them. She needs to go get some help for that. And I said that is a big fourth grader. He gonna be built like his daddy. Because his mama a tiny little thing, and I was like, he gonna overshadow her.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm gonna get off here. I got some food in the oven.
Oh, thank you.
Thanks for coming by, Branton. We appreciate you.
Yes, and please check out her channel. She is giving the review.
She has her own channel as well, so please go and support.
Oh, okay.
All right, so next we want to add Nola to talk about Heavenly.
Hey, Nola, how you doing?
I don't know what else she's going to talk about.
Don't start big. Don't start big before I come for your pocket on your shirt.
She over here to say some lies about Heavenly, so let's hear them.
We are not lies.
First of all, I'm not about to say lies about anybody. I'm going to say the word for this season. I'm going to go with hypocritical. All of them are hypocritical. I feel like this is my opinion, and I've said it on my reviews, and y'all know I said it to y'all in our group chat. I personally feel like my personal feeling is that Heavenly should not have reviewed the show she's on. I said it because she is very different from us reviewing the show, and we're only privy to what we see on the screen versus her doing the show. She has all of the behind scenes information, all the text messages and everything. So when people come in our chats and we're reviewing the show, we can only go by speculation of how we think it played out and our opinions of how it played out. Versus when people asking her, they asking her for the whole card facts. So she's gonna have to do one or two things: piss her friends off, or piss her watchers off, and not answer the questions. You know what I'm saying? So she should have just never reviewed the show she's on. If I was on a reality show and these people were my real friends, or even my coworkers, because don't nobody want to have to work in no hostile, work environment. At least I don't want to, and I think most people don't want to. You want to go to work, do your job, and go to hell home, and leave them people alone when you off the clock. So she shouldn't have did it. That is my personal opinion. But we're gonna talk about Heavenly, and here's why I say it's hypocritical. Right? You talking about Heavenly putting this out here for the world to see, but when y'all shading down in y'all confessionals, is that not for the world to see?
Yes, but
Is
she's
that not
adding extra sauce on it. She's adding extra sauce.
okay? So with that being said, when Toya and them be down there to the Twitter, is that not adding extra sauce on the platform? They all do it. They all tweet about the show. Ooh, she look horrible right there. I'm glad she lost them. Ooh, girl. Anyway,
So this is y'all fave Heavenly.
She should have had on a better bra to lift them titties.
Yeah, sometimes it be hard to find a bra. I know your pain, Heavenly.
I don't think
know your pain.
Listen, but Heavenly had the money to get her a good bra. Damn that. Damn that.
She looked very healthy. You know, she looked very.
Sometimes
I'm not talking
breast,
about her. I'm not talking about her.
It just gets away from you. The titties just get away from you sometimes.
My best friend since 10 years old is every bit of 5'2", 5'3", and 350 plus. When I tell you that's a sexy dressing person, so I'm not talking about size. You can be big and not look sloppy. That looks sloppy.
Yes, because you know who be dressing themselves, dressing real nice. So I think she got the YouTube channel with Jay Lee's Corner. She be dressing down. I'm like, ooh.
I'm just, I just wanted to show y'all fave, what we talk about it. So y'all didn't like the surprise party. Y'all thought that was an ambush, but
it was an ambush.
And then here's my thing. Some people say Toya was on her channel. I never saw Toya on her channel. But if you, for me, as a person of good conscience and as a person who watch people, Contessa, you were in the military. And not talking about her being in the military, I appreciate her for her years of service. But you was taught survival skills for sure and how to think in situations, because you have to be able to know how to think and when you out there in combat and not move off of emotion. So I would think you have an emotional intelligence and an observation better than a lot of people that's walking around here on most. But common sense for most people, which I'm learning ain't so common. If we in a group of people and I see you drag, like if it's me, you, and Mace, and I see Mace drag you, let's say me, you, Princess, Cutie, because all of us rock together. And I see Mace dragging you, and then I see Mace dragging Princess, and then I see Mace dragging Cutie. Process of elimination, I'm next.
Right.
Here's the problem I have with it. When you was doing Heavenly Greatest Hits, you put up there what Anila was saying. Why you didn't put the several times you were on there? Why you didn't put the times Dr. Jackie was on there? All y'all was dragging on that same platform. Like I say, it's been said that Toya's on there. I'm gonna have to go back and look and do the research. But I have personally never seen Toya on Heavenly platform. So it was good for you. And Contessa, you was dragging down with Heavenly on the same platform. So don't get mad about it.
Okay.
Listen, don't get mad about it. My thing is this. At the end of the day, you cannot now drag the same platform that you went on to drag people because you are now being dragged.
Okay, but Contessa had beef with Toya, so that's why she went on there and talked about Toya. She had legitimate beef. But if you're friends with somebody You're friends. There's no problem.
But
Then
listen,
all of a sudden they
I
come out with
I watched that live, and I went back and watched the live again after Contessa. She did not drag Contessa. If we're gonna be real about it, and this is not taking up for Heavenly, because like I said, my personal feeling is she shouldn't have reviewed this damn show, period. Okay. But if we're gonna talk about what she said, she didn't drag Contessa. Did she drag her husband? Yes. Yes, she did. But she gave Contessa all of the grace. She didn't go on there and say personal conversations that she had with Contessa. She did not do that. She was asked, do we think that Scott is abusive? Well, listen, if you telling me you live in a volatile house home, I'm gonna think that is some form of abuse.
but you don't want people to put out your personal business.
Then
If it's
she put it out there. She put what Heavenly put in words is what we saw on TV.
doesn't make it right
I'm
because
not saying it's
what
right,
Contessa said doesn't make it right that Heavenly repeated things that was probably said in private.
but she did not do that. She did not do that. She answered a question that was asked about her. Do she think that Contessa is in a volatile, in an abusive relationship? And she said, mentally and physically. Now, if you telling me your husband telling your children that he has a girlfriend, all because he's mad at the fact that you went to school in a different state, which he should have been man enough to tell you no, he didn't want you to do that, but he agreed on it, and then used your children and tried to manipulate your children and turn your children against you, that's not emotional and mental abuse? Because for a woman who loves her children, which I believe Dr. Contessa does, love her children, that's the worst thing you can do is manipulate my children and have my children come to me and make me feel bad about a decision that I did to try to further my career, which is in turn going to put more money into our household to provide them with a better way of living.
I'm not sticking up for him. I know that was wrong. That was very wrong.
So what I'm saying is
That
this:
was
you're
very
talking
wrong.
about she put that out there that your husband is abusive, and he's a doctor. But did your husband think about him being a doctor when he was doing what he was doing? Because he put it out there himself first. Heavenly put into words his actions. And let's be real. Let's be real. If you, my friend, right? All of us are growing and developing. You know, I call you my bro. You know, I told you this morning we was gonna do an intervention for you on your post. Now I didn't ambush
And
you.
we're gonna do a whole show on Wednesday about it. So that'll be my
I didn't,
intervention.
I didn't ambush you about it. I told you to your face, you know what I'm saying,
We're
that we
gonna do
was
an
gonna do
intervention.
an intervention. I did not ambush you about it. But let's be real.
It was a surprise
Can't neither one of y'all come to me and tell me. And furthermore, I see with my own eyes somebody treating you like a dog. Be real. Be real with real life situation, real life friends. I'm not gonna drag my friend, but I will drag the piss out of the person who treating her bad or treating him bad. We will do that.
I hear what you're saying.
We will, you know what I'm saying? We will do that. So to me, like I say, she shouldn't have reviewed the show at all, but she did what a friend would do. I'm not about to sit up here and put sugar on, make sugar turn sugar shit into sugar for this man and he treating my friend wrong. I'm not gonna do that. Just like she gave Curtis the business, because Curtis did Dr. Jackie wrong. Y'all remember that? Curtis was supposed to love me. Like I say, I don't agree with her reviewing the show. But at the same time, don't now, because the tables have turned on you, now you want to be against it when you went up there and did the same damn thing.
I get it.
Dragging is dragging. And that's why I say it's hypocritical. To me, it was also hypocritical for Cecil to sit his ass up there talking about we don't get into the women business with
Yeah.
with
So I
Dr.
was
What's
gonna
his
shut
face,
up.
with Dr. Kumar or whatever his name is, I don't know, Anila husband. Because he got on Twitter, and that's really how her and Simone fell out, when she responded
Mhm.
to her husband. And then she felt like, well, you went low. But let me tell you something, like I always say, you can't tell nobody how low to go when somebody come for them. If you come at me with palm trees and I plant the whole national forest on you, that's on you. Either get your lethal mouth game up or don't say nothing to me at all. The lesson on my channel
That part,
yesterday,
right.
when we was talking about slow, sloppy, slaw, the lesson on my channel yesterday was thou shalt not run it thy mouth if thou cannot run it their hands. If your mouth ain't equally as
Well, we need to
lethal
put
as
that on a shirt, Nola.
if your mouth is not as equally as lethal as mine, don't come for me, because when you come for me, I'm going to come with all the ammunition and the smoke. I am not Michelle Obama. When you go low, I'm going to drag you beneath hell. So I suggest if you don't want to go below the pits of hell, don't come for me.
But we don't know what happened with Coleslaw. We don't know if they was picking on Coleslaw or if
We
Coleslaw.
don't know. Listen,
She
we
said
don't
something.
know. Listen, we don't know what it is. It's all alleged. It's alleged that she was messing with this lady husband,
Oh
and
my God.
Not
and
somebody else's husband.
Right. You said down there
yes,
to
that allegedly, and I'm saying allegedly because none of this has been confirmed. Allegedly, she was messing with somebody else's husband. Woman caught wind of it in the phone, and she was down there to Hot Dog Daddy Dennis' place, and woman rolled up on her and tapped that ass.
At this point, you deserve
she
it.
caught wind of it and windmilled.
You know what
At
I'm
this
saying?
point, you know what you're doing.
So if that is the truth, and you sitting up here talking about how you sit in husband faces, and she said constantly, and not like, don't get me wrong, I'm not an advocate for nobody putting their hands on nobody, but if that's what it was, then you know what I'm saying.
Hey, Fit Girl.
Listen, you can. Everybody ain't gonna be male and go with God and go with grace.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Ain't
saying?
the girl.
Everybody ain't gonna do that. Now, as far as Dr. Kieran in the costume,
Hey y'all.
let's be real. All of these wives pick out the costumes for their husband. So Kieran went with what his wife picked out. Well, it was funny as hell to me. And if y'all just moving for the sake of y'all wanted to make a profit, why you so mad? To me, it looked like a hit dog holler. It looked like Eugene is stressed the hell out. And instead of him
Thank
talking
you.
to his wife about what the hell he's stressed out about and getting her money management under control, because clearly she has a spending problem. Okay?
Thank you.
It's not that they're not making the money. She is spending it faster than they can get it in, which is causing problems. And instead of him coming at his wife with his frustration,
Which is
he took it
Toya.
out on Dr. Kieran. However you say the man's name.
It wasn't his place to say anything. It's not your place.
He didn't say nothing. He wore a
You
costume.
did something by making that statement. You made a statement by coming to that party just as the movers. You asked them to come outside.
But like
Now,
Nola said, he
I
rolled
thought-
with his wife. That's what I said earlier. Like, you roll with your wife. Your wife wants to do this. Because if Toya wants to dress up as something, Eugene behind with his brown behind would have been sitting right next to Toya, dressed with. You see how she put that bad wig on him, and he knew better, and he still was out there with that bad wig. It's the same thing. Like, he going to roll with his wife. Eugene was it was misplaced, just like in Beyonce. Like Khalees and Beyonce, it's misplaced anger.
The men on this show
replace that with his wife.
Yeah, it's just Casamigos. Don't worry about it. I'm good.
You know, that's just my
Hey, Candace.
That's my opinion of it. But let's not act like Toya ain't shady as hell either. Okay, Toya has had some very shady moments herself. So that's why I say it's hypocritical. They all throw shade. Let's not forget, y'all mad at Heavenly about talking about business. Well, y'all forget when Quad was going through her divorce, all the ladies was pissed off with her because she wasn't telling them her business. So much so to Dr. Simone went got some platform shoes and put $100 bills in it because she keep it 100. Because they was mad because she didn't want to tell her damn business about her divorce. But what y'all wanted her to tell it for? Because y'all was going, all the next scenes we was going to see was y'all cackling and talking about it.
Especially
right, and oh how the tides have changed, because remember they didn't even want Quad around when she got her divorce, especially Simone, the Bucky O'Hare.
They still don't really deal with Quad like that in real life. Like,
yes, but they was really just she's not married, we don't want her around, whatever like that, and such and such.
And Quad do allegedly sleep with Mary Ann. I think they know that.
So you saying they was scared somebody wanted Cecil?
Don't nobody want that.
Nobody wanted Cecil. I really don't think nobody wanted Cecil.
They like
can I say
he stayed down to the bar too much.
Can I say something?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, sister. You know I love you, sister, but I have to disagree a little bit with what you said. The point of her dragging her husband is dragging her to me. They're supposed to, well, that's what they say. They're supposed to be one. So if you're dragging my husband, you basically dragging me because you're putting the business about my husband that has something to directly do with me. So as my friend, nah, that ain't the move, sis. I got a problem.
Okay, so
I ain't
think,
So
gonna
girl,
do
you
all that
ain't
she
never
could
in
did,
life
but I
had a
got a
friend had a
problem.
messed up partner and you ain't dragged them to somebody?
Not
You ain't
no,
never
not
did
to
that?
somebody. No, not to somebody. Not on that. Not yeah, you're gonna do that with amongst your friends, but I'm not gonna do
But
that
they
on a
all have
national
done it.
stage with people that
So
I don't know.
when Curtis cheated on Jackie, all of them was in the confessional. All of them was
Yeah,
on the
but
Twitter.
all of them know
All
that,
of
but all of them
so
don't see
what
it
is
for
the
Jackie.
my thing is this? What is the difference between Simone, Toya, and Quad being on Twitter dragging Curtis and Dr. Heavenly monetizing herself and dragging on
Well,
YouTube?
Simone is
They
wrong
was
because
dragging
Dr.
for free.
Jackie is supposed to be her friend.
But
So
that's why
Simone
I
wrong
say it
just
is
like Heavenly is wrong.
hypocritical.
But with
That's why
cheat,
I say it's hypocritical
I
because they
understand that
all
part.
do
I'm
it.
just
That'll
talking
make it
about
right.
you. I'm just talking about the part where you said about the husband. That's her husband, and what she said had to do with her. And her and Heavenly are supposed to be friends. So if you talk about that amongst our friend group, yes, that's going to happen. But when you go on your national platform, I don't give a damn what he said, how he said it, what he did not say. When you use the words mentally and emotionally, my man is abusing me, that gives validity to what people are already thinking because they think that you talk to this lady on all the time. So
wait,
maybe she
But that, no,
told
no, no, no,
you
no, no,
this.
no, no, no. People were already thinking it from
That's
that
why she
man's
should, but she
actions.
didn't have to confirm it.
People
You're
was
my
already
friend.
thinking it from that
I'm
man's
never gonna
actions.
confirm my
And
friend.
she
You're
said,
going
in
through
my
nothing.
I
opinion,
think what
if
that girl
people
is
don't
trying to
know
say
what my
is your
opinion
friends
is,
are
that's
supposed to have
crazy.
your back.
Exactly.
That's
My
not
friend is
supposed
supposed to
to
not put my blast me to the world. That's what I'm not gonna
Your
do as
friends
my
are
friend,
supposed to be
friend
there
or
for
Let
you.
me
friend.
let me
Now
tell you
we'll talk
something.
about your ass amongst
Let
our
me tell
friend
you
group.
something. I've had a friend in an emotionally abusive relationship. She was mentally fucking defeated. And did I get on a social platform and say something?
And
No.
that's why I said I
But guess
disagree partly.
but guess what I did? I went to her mama, her cousin, and everybody else, and I ain't give a damn how mad she was at me. But I bet you she was got up out that situation.
And that's why I said I only partly disagree with what you were saying. I'm talking about they're supposedly being the closest out of the group. And my friend better not go on no damn TV or platform or
But
nothing
you
else
would
and confirm what the hell is going on in my
they
house, whether you
confirmed it
want it or
though. That's what
not.
I'm
But
saying.
you
They
still, as
confirmed
my
it.
friend, but you, as my friend,
You
don't
as
have the right and should
I,
not feel like you have the right to
so
go and tell people I don't know
so
anything about me. Don't add to it.
so let me ask you this.
Hey,
Let me
Jamie.
ask you this. Let me ask you this. Is the show not a national platform? Yes or no?
Contessa said
Yes,
it.
it is, but
Listen,
she still did. But Heavenly still didn't have to
wait,
come out and
wait,
say it on
wait, wait,
another
wait, 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 wait,
hey
platform.
wait, wait,
Deb.
wait. So the show is a national platform. We all agree on that, right?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. So when you look at now we're gonna talk about clicks and views. Now we're gonna talk about clicks and views.
And she got a whole
When
lot of
you
them.
she got a whole lot of them, but she don't have more views than that show. She
And she
don't have
still
more
did not.
views than that
And what she said
show.
on that show was good for she didn't have a problem with that. And I wouldn't have a problem
She
with that. We on
don't ha-
TV.
she don't
But what
have
I
more
had a
views than that
problem with
show.
is
No,
you
but
leaving this show and
my
dragging
point
my
is
husband and
no.
me at the same time,
My,
whether you felt like you were dragging me or not. Because now people looking at me like we look at her, this dumbass bitch, excuse me, dumbass
Contessa
chick.
confirmed
And,
it
and
on
she
the
said a lot of
show.
extra stuff on her
Yeah,
YouTube
she
that you
didn't
did
just
not
say
say.
that. She's
She
heavily
said
did a
extra
whole
stuff
lot.
on YouTube.
And as my friend, that's something that I would not expect my friend to do. Everything else that you said, I agree with. Have at it. And like you said about Dr. Curtis, not Doctor, that man,
It's a
basketball
doctor.
coach Curtis.
Coach Curtis.
Simone was wrong if she did the same thing because her and Jackie had the longest running friendship. So her big teeth, little Mickey Mouse looking ass was wrong too for talking about that man. I'm not just saying this heavily. I'm saying all I said was I partly disagree with everything else. I agree with, but my friend. No, that's not what we're gonna do. We're not gonna even have that type of friendship
But
that
this,
you feel like you need
but
to go behind. And no.
but this, You know, you watch my reviews all the time. You always in my chat. So you know I have straight up said, had Contessa come and said, listen, Heavenly, I thought our friendship was better than that you wouldn't have dragged me like that. I could 100% see her point. But not
Now,
when
I
you
shouldn't
want
have
to
had to say that, though.
It
That's my
doesn't
thing.
matter if she did that
I
or
shouldn't
not.
have had to
It was
say that
still
because you
wrong.
shouldn't have done it. I shouldn't have had to say that to you because you shouldn't have done it at all. I shouldn't
But
have.
at
I
the
have to
end of
tell
the
a
day,
grown person
It's
how to
still
act.
wrong.
that would have been the adult way to handle it. Contessa always wants to play the victim. Deb is right. When it came down to her husband, you had no problem with them women dragging them on the show. They get hundreds of millions of fucking viewers. You had no problem with them dragging it because having to get a couple 100,000 on the YouTube, now it's the problem. She dragged him the same
No,
way
it's
she
a
dragged
problem
him
because
all
you're my
season.
friend. It's a
So you know
problem
why
because
the
you're
problem?
my
I
friend.
feel the
And
problem
the
came
If
optics
in.
you are
look
my friend,
bad.
don't drag him nowhere.
But I
Don't
feel the
drag him
problem came. She's
nowhere.
But if
okay
that,
with
but if
them.
she okay with, but I can't. You can't tell this lady how she should feel about it. That's how she feel about it. So I can understand her being mad at her friend for doing what she did because just saying that wasn't the only thing she said. The lady dragged it and she dragged it. She didn't just say it once. She said it multiple times on her channel. That's the problem, and that's the only thing that I feel was wrong in this situation. Again, I don't disagree with you wholeheartedly. I disagree with you on that part because I'm not doing that with my friends, and now we're no longer friends because if you say this, what will you say next? No.
Okay, but
That's
then if
all I'm
that's the case,
saying.
and I hear what you're saying, Thick, but then going back to in support of your statement, what I'm saying is this. When Contessa was talking, she said Heavenly did this for clicks and likes and a check, right? So is
Mm-hmm.
it not likes and conversation when you monetize the problems of your marriage? If you don't want me to talk about it for clicks and likes, because it's clicks and likes on Twitter too, because we all tweeting about it.
And
If you
that's why
don't
we
want me
all
to talk
said
about
she
it,
shouldn't have
then
reviewed
don't
the
let me
show.
talk about it. Period. Period.
And this
If
is,
I am
but
mad
you,
at
but
you for
I'm never
talking
gonna
about it,
believe
I'm gonna be mad
Nola.
at you for talking about it. Period.
Nola, I'm never gonna believe that you would do something like that to your friend. I'm never gonna believe that you can do it. I'm still not gonna believe it because I feel like I know the person that you are at
Listen,
your core.
me
So
me as a person, I wouldn't have reviewed the show.
okay, that's what I just said. So that's
Yeah,
why it
but
goes back
it's
to us saying she just shouldn't have reviewed the show either
but
because
you know what
this
it
is
is,
going to come
Marcel?
out.
I think Contessa, she was when she's mad at her husband, she doesn't mind if the girls is dragging him because
She
your
don't. She
the
don't. But I'm
information
not
you
saying
He's
that
not
drag.
that
running
it
this
was
too.
all the way
But now
wrong.
that
What
she
I'm
got back in
saying
his
is
good graces, it's like you were talking about my husband. You were talking about my husband because now you and your husband is trying to work it out, and now you and your husband is trying to get on
But
good.
thank you. Can you
But
please
that's what
highlight
happens
Jamie
in a
comment?
marriage.
Can you
That's what
please
happens.
highlight
It's ups
Jamie
and
comment?
downs. I hate him sometimes.
You got to
Can you
keep
Sometimes
the
I
please
love
same
him.
energy across the board.
highlight
You
the
can't
last
have me
comment
speak
Jamie
up
just
and
put?
speak to your husband or speak about your husband in a certain manner when you're mad. And
All
now
I'm
that when
talking
you're in
about,
a good graces, is don't talk about my husband. I
all
will fight you for my husband. But you was telling them this, having you even had damn near Quad serve him the divorce papers.
Yep.
Like,
and I understand all that, but still, all
No,
I'm
no, no.
talking about
Not
is
that
the
comment.
friendship
Not that
aspect
comment.
of. All I'm saying is the friendship aspect of it.
And Jamie
That's my
comment
whole
that
point.
comment,
Everything else,
this
I agree
comment
with
right
y'all
here.
wholeheartedly.
Thick.
I
No, no,
agree
no,
with
no,
y'all
no. Not that
wholeheartedly
one.
about
The last
everything
one.
else. She shouldn't have started it. She shouldn't have said it. Contessa shouldn't have did it. He should have known that he was on camera, and
Keep
his
that
dumb
right
ass
there.
shouldn't have been
Keep that right
acting that
there.
way. All of that, I agree with all of that. But
Thick,
I'm talking about
thick,
from a friend standpoint.
thick,
No.
thick, thick. I need you to read this comment
wait, what
right here.
Jamie said? Jamie said, but Contessa went on Heavenly's YouTube after Heavenly supposedly put her on. This is what I'm saying.
So that
She
is
What
why
I'm
I have a
saying is,
problem with it.
okay,
now
well, let
her
me just
husband is
say,
now
Why
well,
her
would
let
you
me
husband
just
continue
say,
to
is
go
in
take
a
on there
good
and
Contessa them
space.
drag
out
him
of it.
out?
Now she wants to defend him because they're in a
Well,
good
let me
space
take Contessa them out of it. I'm just saying, friend, the way I'm a friend and the way I know people that are friends to me, it was fucked up on that
Yeah, I
level.
understand
I'm
what
just
you're saying.
saying on
Yeah,
that level and that level only.
Can I
Heavenly
Everything
does
I
not
else is
understand
put
what
fair
you're saying.
Heavenly
As
game.
on.
friends, you
But
Listen,
I
shouldn't
can
thick,
speak
see
about your
why
friends
I
that way.
would be mad too. Because
thick,
that's my man. And if I say I hate him, I hate him.
can I
So
thick,
you hate him too.
thick,
But
Wait,
you
Randy
thick.
also
was trying
know
to
if
say
I'm
something.
in good, we in good.
Randy?
yeah. We can all on this platform agree that 1000% Heavenly should have never reviewed the show. We all agree on that. And we can also agree that, most of us won't be friends like this, where even if you did review the show, you wouldn't talk about the situation. However, in this situation, because I wouldn't do it, I say it to your face, and if you got a problem with me, then you don't want to be my friend no more. Then that's how it's gonna be. But the whole thing about it is she's reviewing a show. So when you are reviewing a show, you have to talk about everything. And because she's talking about every single thing, adding more context to it or not adding more context to it, she was asked a question. She answered the question. Now, when it comes down to Contessa, because I don't see it for you, I don't see it for Contessa, you used your failing marriage and it's still failing. So don't play with me. You used your failing marriage as a storyline. You
I can
opened
use
up.
my marriage. You can't.
That's the thing. You can't play, oh, I can use it, but you can't because the whole world is using it. Everyone who reviews this show,
And that's
take
the
Dr.
problem.
Heavenly
My
out of
friend
it.
added
The
to it.
entire world is using it. Your family, your friends,
And
your
my friend helped
colleagues.
it along.
Let me finish. The family, the friends, the colleagues, everybody is using your failing marriage against you and are talking about you. It's not just one friend, it's the entire world. It's everybody in your circle because you, ma'am, opened up your entire marriage and family to the rest of us. You, ma'am, set up here and said that the relationship was volatile. Not us, you. You had the ladies
Oh
down to the
shit.
show in the confessional talking about it, on the reunion talking about it, had Quad basically served that man divorce papers. You then got up on her platform after the situation of her saying or confirming or however anybody wants to say it that yes, he is mentally and emotionally abusive. She said, in my opinion, that's what I think, not what I know. In my opinion, my opinion is not what I know. My opinion is my opinion. That's something I came up with in my own head. It's not. She didn't say what I know is. She said, in my opinion, he
And
is
when it said
mentally
a
and
whole lot
emotionally
after that.
abusive. And
What
then
the fuck?
and then she got up on Contessa got up on her platform right after that. So if you truly had a problem with exactly what she said, if you really had a problem, because let's be clear, none of us are going to get up on anybody's platform after like you felt like they disrespected you. You're going to say something to them, and if you got up on a platform, it's to check them. You got up on there. You didn't check her. You didn't say anything to her. You waited 5 months until the cameras and you had an audience. And we've all seen a lot of these people, they wait until they have an audience when it comes to certain people to really say something. So if you really felt some type of way, you could have said it right then and there when you were on her platform down there dragging the rest of the cast with her. You didn't see a problem with it until I Junior got you together and basically told you, don't you ever embarrass me ever again on national TV the way you did. Because just like you a doctor, I'm a doctor too. And this looks bad on me. And while you edit, why don't you go ahead and check your friend talking about me because that looks bad on me too. So
Yep.
you didn't have a problem. She legitimately didn't have a problem because, like everybody is saying, she waited 5 months. So he had checked her and said, don't you ever do this again. And while you edit, check your friend. So now they back good. Now she didn't, now she didn't got what she didn't got from him. And it's basically like, well, now you got to do something. Now you got to say something. Now you got to prove to this man who obviously, from what we can see, and not just Heavenly, once again, because it's like, I never would have, if I was on the show, never would have reviewed it. I don't know nothing unless it's something like if I specifically know something, I'm going to the proper people that could possibly help her get out of the situation. I wouldn't have reviewed the show because that is me. As a friend, I'm gonna say what I need to say to your face. And if you got a problem with it and you don't like the fact that I didn't just told you the truth about your situation after you didn't set up here and dog the man to me and dog the man to the rest of the world, and if you don't like what I have to say, then we ain't gotta be friends no more. Just
And it
know
still
when
goes to
when
say,
all the chips fall and you need somebody, yes, I'll be there for you. But if you feel some type of way about everything that's said, then you shouldn't have got up here and said anything about it. Your
and
friends
it
keep
still
dragging
goes
you
to say
down.
that Beverly was being a bad friend when she did what she did. Nobody wants their friend to do this. I don't give a damn if the world dragging me, if the goddamn Pope dragging me, if God come down off the cross and drag me. My friend is wrong for
Then
saying what
we're
Heavenly
But you
said
know what?
because
establishing.
In
that's not
their
thing.
dynamic, I
Yeah,
think
that's
it
not the
was
only
okay
thing
for her
Heavenly
to
said.
say
Y'all
it
keep
then.
to keep being
It was
said that she
okay
only
because,
said.
like Ranton said, you was on the platform after I said this
But
about your
mate,
husband.
you are married. You don't care if if you and your husband mad, you got a mad day and you tell your friend something, whether you was said it out loud in the goddamn grocery store. If your friend then goes on her platform and addresses it, you're gonna have a problem because when you're no longer mad at your husband, you still gotta live with this man, right? I don't disagree that he probably turned her and made her feel the way she
But-
felt. But
You
she
know-
still, but it's still her husband, and that's still
But
supposed
the
to be her
thing is,
friend.
you know what I wouldn't do? The thing with Contessa, I would not do. If I felt that way, and that's totally right, and I understand what you're saying, and I agree with what you're saying, is that as a friend, you shouldn't have got up there and discussed your friend's relationship like that, and especially in that negative light, because you are friends. You are totally right on that.
And that's all I'm saying. That's all the hell I'm
The thing
saying.
is, with Contessa, what I'm saying is, you, after your friend, but as soon as your friend did that, when your friend got up there and disrespected, because that's disrespect, you understand? As soon as you got up there and disrespected like that, because if you didn't know the code, you understand? I'm going to show you the code with these. You understand? This is what's going to happen. So I'm going to check you right then and there. I'm not going to wait till later. And it's not okay because Contessa plays this game.
We all know Contessa's stupid.
Yeah, she plays a game where it's okay to say something about my husband negatively when I'm talking about him because I'm mad.
Exactly.
So now that because you know how you break up for a minute, you know, because me and my husband have been through, you know what I'm saying? We ain't speaking for months, and then we get back, you know what I'm saying? We still live together, but we just walking by looking at each other with the evil eye. Then you get together and then you start talking, but like, well, I don't want you to do this no more. I don't want you to do this no more. You need to not do this. They had that come to Jesus moment and was talking like, well, you need to go check your friend about talking about me. I didn't appreciate the way she talked to me down to the YouTube. Then you have to put that Johnny come
let somebody say something about Daddy.
Or Johnny come late and try to check her. You're not going to check me 5 months from now. I'm going to have that same energy that Heavenly had. What are you talking about?
I'm so tired of people talking about let somebody say
I know Heavenly don't put her marriage on she don't put her marriage out there, but I'm still her friend. And I'm privy to things that people aren't privy to. So if I go get on my damn channel and drag your ass, I can drag you because you can't tell me how mad to be.
That's a completely different situation than talking
No,
about
you can't tell me how mad to be. We friends, so you can't tell me how mad to be.
But I'm going to tell you when to get mad because if I do, you better get mad with me right then. Don't wait 5 months later to get mad with me, ho, because I'm going to
But they're no longer friends, though, so I can say whatever I want now.
No, here's the situation. No, she can say whatever she wants, but she still wouldn't be morally right. For the simple fact is, it is the truth. Dr. Heavenly does not put her business out there, but her husband.
I don't care. We ain't friends no more.
Open up you yourself.
But then guess what?
But
guess what?
Logic. She cannot. She doesn't say anything about her husband
No,
because
logic.
she knows from watching everybody on this show put their business out here that this is not what you want. Because as soon as you open up your marriage to the people on this television screen, then the whole world is gonna have something to say. So she doesn't do that. So now, if you got information on that lady and her husband from hanging around them, and you decide to hop on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, any place, because you can monetize everything on any platform. Let's be clear. You can now monetize Twitter, but the people don't know that. If you hop on any of these platforms and start saying, well, they did this and he did that and she did that and she did that. Well, she didn't talk about that. She didn't open herself up to that.
Well,
I don't care. But we're not friends no more.
But wait,
I don't care.
Wait.
I don't either. That's the thing.
With someone anymore. The thing is, if I'm not friends with somebody anymore, I'm still not going to talk about them like that.
No,
I can be like, I don't like them.
Pisces twin, it's a Pisces thing then. Because you know we go to hell. We don't know when to start. That's why you don't do that to us.
Wait, Dick, you know I love you. But if we gonna go on the moral compass and codes, right? If we gonna go by moral compass and codes, I think all y'all know me well enough to know I live by
morals left.
Listen, if we gonna go, but what I'm saying is, if we gonna talk about Heavenly don't have no moral compass and codes, we know Heavenly don't talk about her marriage. You can't tell me that her and Dr. Daddy don't have no damn arguments. They do. They don't put it on TV. But here's what I'm saying. If we're going to talk about moral compass and codes, I'm a person of moral compass and codes, and I don't give a damn what we talked about, what you told me. If we fall out to there tomorrow, ain't nothing we ever talked about going to be, ain't nothing we ever talked about, I'm going to put it out there. So if I turn around and do that, and a person that turn around and do that because we no longer friends, then you don't have a moral compass and code, and you not the type of person that I would want to be.
But Heavenly don't have one. We all have one. Heavenly don't have one. So why should somebody else have one when it comes to to her.
I'm not
I wouldn't do
saying
it,
that.
but if I was,
Listen,
if
that's
you
not
did,
what I'm
if you sit there
saying.
and dog me
That's
publicly,
not.
shit,
That's not what I'm saying. And on top of that, you making a
my
big
friends wouldn't
deal.
do that.
Y'all making a big deal about what Heavenly do, but we gonna talk about some real reality shit. You think
No, I
Contessa
said they
family
all wrong.
but real reality
That
shit.
thing
You
right
think
there.
Contessa family ain't sitting up there side eyeing Scott
Yep.
and dragging him every time he come around?
Hell yeah,
That's a
that's what we
whole hell
supposed.
of
That's
a
what they
lot worse
supposed to
than
do.
people in the world dragging your husband who don't know you when the people up close side eyeing your
But
husband and
evidently, it
now it's
hurts Contessa
uncomfortable every
more.
time y'all come around to
It
try to
does. And
talk.
you know what? Contessa is
But it
probably
hurts
feeling a
Contessa
lot
more with people
stuck.
in the street than it do her family, evidently.
I
And
think,
when you're a friend, you understand those aspects about your friend.
Can I say this about this whole situation with Contessa and the
Sure,
fact
yeah,
that,
yeah.
okay, let's take Dr. Heavenly out of the situation because they're TV friends. Y'all can't convince me any different. You have your real friends,
Oh, dude,
and
that's
then
what
you
I
have
said from the
your
beginning.
then you have your TV friends who are on TV with you. You cannot convince me that her real friends don't sit up there and talk about that man like a dog, and the only difference is they haven't hopped up on YouTube or social media to do
Exactly.
it. That I said
That's
the only
exactly
difference. Can I
it.
finish? Can I finish? Can I finish? I said the only difference
You
is
do a
you.
lot of.
I said the only difference is Heavenly is a TV friend. So a TV friend that you work with,
No,
he
they were
feels like,
friends on the outside. They both said it. They were not
yeah,
just TV
look,
friends.
if you my TV, if you my real friend, let's be clear on something. Real friend, like we know each other. We know where the bodies are buried. Like, let's be clear. We know everything about each other. When it comes down to it, the lady, once again, shouldn't have reviewed this show. We can all agree on that. We could all agree that she probably shouldn't have said anything about the whole entire situation. But once again, she's reviewing a show. And if she
right,
wouldn't have said
Jamie?
anything or gave her opinion about the situation, she would have got dragged. But once again, your real friends in real life, the ones that are taking vacations with you, always at your house, know your kids, probably the godparents, still your children, was in your wedding party, your family members, your colleagues down to the job, because you can't convince me the colleagues down to the job ain't laughing at them and talking about them behind their back, because all people at their jobs do it. I can tell you now, I used to talk bad about the people I worked with in the sense of I don't like none of y'all because y'all done tried me way too many times. But all of them people sitting up here talking about you. The only difference is they don't have a TV show to do it. They don't have a platform where people will actually come and watch you and listen to you do it. It's the only difference. And the fact that, once again, I have to stress, big head, bad wig, bad clothes. You First of all, you used your daughter as a way to go at somebody because you're saying you're ruining your family. No, your husband is ruining your family. Your husband is doing all of this, and you are playing into it. And I've said this time and time again. If she does not get away from that man now, she is going to wake up one day either in a nursing home because that's where them kids put her, or all by her lonesome, and him too wondering why the kids don't want to talk to them because of the volatile situations that y'all put them kids through. Y'all don't realize, a lot of people don't realize, when it coming from the kid perspective, that we are watching every single little thing
Yep.
you do. We understand. So if you put us in your BS, if you are waking us up in the middle of the night to take us from our room down to the basement where the movie theater is, to hold us into the face of somebody we consider family, or that's my auntie, play auntie, talking about, look at her, you're ruining our family, then I'm gonna feel some type of way about the situation, especially if she's a little girl like that. And I call it nosy, other people call it inquisitive, and very, like, watching surroundings. You can't tell me that little girl don't watch the
Gross.
surroundings,
That little
because
girl stays gross.
that is why she was able to call
Thank you.
Toya's sons devils. So she is watching the surroundings, and I know that little girl in the sense of, I was that little girl. I
She's
watch
been here
everything
before.
around me. So if I'm watching everything around me, I'm understanding that whatever's going on in my house, it's not right. So once you wake up one day, it's somewhere in the far future, and you better hope them teen years don't come to eat you up, because teenagers are the worst. I was one. Not that far off from being one, but I was one. Teenage years are the worst. And them kids is going to eat you up, especially the little girl who got a mouth on her already. So
Listen,
when we looking at the situation, and you done got back up on here after, she didn't say what she said. If she is your real friend and you felt some type of way, whether, at the moment we wasn't good, whether the moment we weren't good, you should have said something right then and there. Don't come to me 5 months later and say something, because if you coming to me 5 months later, I'm like, if this was just a situation between me and my friends, and you come to me 5 months later about something that I said or did, I'm gonna be looking at you like, have you lost your mind? You should have said something to me right then and there. Don't come to me or the day after, or the day after that. But don't come to me 5 months later because you've held on to it and now you've gotten back good with this person. I don't care no more. And now all bets are off. If you feel like you need a crowd to come at me, there's a way to speak to people. There's a way to have a conversation. She should have took that lady to the side and had a single conversation with her. Not no backup, not nobody else. And said what it was and ran it down to her. And if then Heavenly didn't say anything and make it up to her, or did what she wanted her to do, that's when you could have said, you know what, I'm done. Not when you didn't use all these people and this television show to go at her and you didn't like her response. Well, whether it was ambush, whether it was a surprise party, whether it was a lackluster intervention, you didn't do your due diligence to check her when it happened. You should
All
have did
right.
it then.
Real life situation. Real life situation. Allegedly, they are shopping once again, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. Allegedly. Now, I know someone very personal, very close to me, who people are going on a show. Do I know about their business? Yes. They know what I now do on YouTube, right? So I let them know when they told me that their people was auditioning. I said, listen, go ahead and let your people know right now. I will never talk about the things I know personally, but if they Love and Hip Hop is
On the
a
show,
show
yeah.
that I've been watching from the beginning, I will drag what I see on the show. I done already put it out there. You know what I'm saying? And this is people that I know. I know deep down, like I would be able to get on my channel and go really low, have a whole bunch of clicks and views. I would not do that.
Nope.
With nothing personal, but I'm not gonna stop my coin either.
Nope.
You know
Okay,
what I'm saying?
so
And I'm not.
what we're
I
gonna
know
do
that.
is we're gonna go around like clockwise, and then everybody say their final thoughts on the episode. So everybody gets a chance to speak. We're gonna start off with Nola because she was talking, and then we're gonna go down to ranting, and then to Thick Girl.
So for me, I already put it out there. Like, listen, understand. And the word that came back was like, shit, do what you gotta do. You need to have that understanding before. Like I said, me personally, I wouldn't have reviewed the show. Or if I chose to review the show, when somebody asked me that, I'd have said, listen, that's my good Judy. I'm not about, because that could be taken in several different ways. So to keep problems down, I'm not gonna answer that question. And I respect if y'all, you know what I'm saying, respect how I feel about it, because I'm not gonna spray my friend on my platform. That's me personally. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Don't use me to be your sounding board on a national platform that get way more clicks and views from my channel, and then come back on my channel after having done that, and now come back months later and say you have a problem. That's messed up. If when she would have talked to Heavenly or went on Heavenly show, me personally, I would have addressed it then. Well, now let's go back to what you said in your last thing about my husband. Da 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 da. You waited and you went on her after that, which led her to believe that it wasn't no problem. So don't ambush me now talking about it's a motherfucking problem. Because now I got a problem when you had all the space and opportunity to do it. But Contessa is a coward. She served in our military, and I thank her for her services, but she is a coward. When she is having a confrontation and a problem with somebody, she ain't grown enough to handle it on her own. She need a backup. And that's tragic to me as a grown ass woman. And let's be clear, that marriage ain't fixed. If it was fixed on episode 1, we wouldn't have got it in the confessional. Okay, we wouldn't have got it in the confessional
Right,
that
because
she's still
Contessa looking
working
like
on
she
her
ready to go.
body. She's still working on her body, and this, that, and the third, in case this don't work out.
Thank
That's
you.
not what people say who marriages are working out. They put a band-aid, on something that needed surgery and stitches. And so we don't see the cracks in that raggedy ass marriage. She want to come at Heavenly. So we can put
Now
the
she's
focus
still
on there
working on
instead
her
of what it really
body
is. Let's be clear.
in case it don't work out.
Right. Ranton, what's your final thoughts?
I think that when it comes down to it, Contessa, because basically you take up the whole show with your BS. At the end of the day, if you truly had a problem with what she said, and I mean before you and Ike Jr. got back Mace, you got to do the hand when I say Ike Jr. It's a thing. Okay, before you and Ike Jr., talked it out and everything and decided to come back and say that you're okay, but you're not truly okay because your little girl is telling all your business down to the television screen. Stop playing with us. That you should have said something before y'all got back good. You should have said something after y'all got back good instead of waiting her term's good, instead of waiting 5 months. So you can't tell me how to react 5 months later when you say you got a problem with me when you should have had a problem with me right then and there. You shouldn't have got up on my platform if it was an issue. If you was going to get up on the platform, it should have been to check me. If you wanted to say something, you should have pulled me to the side and said, hey, I don't like the way you talked about my husband. Me and my husband are a package deal. But then again, since you and your husband are a package deal and all the people talking about him is talking about you, then you talked about you and him on this television screen. Stop playing with us. You don't want to be in that marriage. That man is dragging you down. But you keep staying because you think that the American dream is to have 2.5 kids, married with white picket fence and the dog. That's what you think that you're supposed to be doing. And I want everybody to know that is not the case. If it's not working out and you can't figure out a way to work it out, and the other person is not able to work it out with you, then leave. Pick your kids up, pick yourself up, and leave. Because ultimately, you are now choosing you and your kids over this man, which you should be doing. But that's not what she's going to do. That's not what she's doing. And like Nola said, she's a coward. And she is. Say what it is, not what you want it to be. What it is your marriage is lackluster and trash. And the man, you said it, volatile. Your kids are watching. You don't have an issue with the people talking about you and that man until y'all good again, but y'all not really good. It's just he checked you and now you got to fall in line. But I'm trying to figure out, you a military woman. How are you letting this man check you? You was checking all these men in the military. How are you letting this man treat you the way he treats you, turning your kids against you because you can't convince me that them kids are not being turned against their mother? That's exactly what is happening.
Yeah.
And once again, you're going to wake up one day and them kids are not going to like you or that man. Or they're going to like the man and his new wife and whatever new siblings they have over there, and you're going to be the odd woman out, and then you're going to be one of them Reddit stories that I read on my YouTube channel. Don't become a Reddit story, because I have no sympathy for none of these people on here unless it's a bad situation. Contessa, like I said, get a new wig, get a new fashion, get the hell out my face, because I'm sick of you.
You like to Contessa, get out. Thick girl, what's your final thought?
Not a new wife. Oh God.
Yeah, that's what
and kids. She done gave him a wife and kids.
Wait, I don't mean to cut you off, but y'all can't tell me that's not the way that this is heading.
Yeah, that is true.
He gonna have a new wife, probably a white lady, just saying, and a bunch of kids. And she gonna be a young girl too.
All right, Thick girl, what are your final thoughts?
Well, like I said, I wouldn't. It's just the friend aspect for me. Don't do me like that. But here you go, babe. On the other hand, Contessa, like everybody else just said, you're dumb. You keep wearing them damn costumes because you really think you're in the Wizard of Oz. You're the Cowardly Lion. And if it's not sympathy for you, you don't know what to do. That's your storyline since you've been on the show has been having people that have sympathy for you. Point blank, period. And your husband dragging you. So it ain't that I feel about your marriage and we don't all feel how we feel and we see what we see, because I agree with everything else everybody said. I just don't like the way Heavenly did it. But girl, get yourself together. Go get your girlfriend. Keep that little girl out of y'all business. Stop letting her hear everything and see everything. Get a bigger room. Get some soundproof walls in the bedroom if that's where, or have a designated room y'all go to when y'all about to throw down with each other. Do that if you're gonna stay.
Not the fight room.
Can I say one last thing? One last thing I drop down. I agree with you, Thick. We keep the little girl out your business, but we gotta start with telling Scott to stop talking their business to them kids.
That's what I'm saying. Keep them out. That's what I'm for her and him. Keep them kids out your business. That means stop talking to them. Stop whatever you doing. Stop it. Both of y'all. Because it's trifling. And that's abuse. That's mental and emotional abuse.
And the other last thing I'm gonna say is I'm not gonna drag Heavenly and what she doing with the beauty store. She said on there, and I've actually been to the website. They actually sell really good hair. And
I like
I
this
know
shit.
some people who personally went to the store, but they sell hair to capitalize on every market in every type of shopper and buyer, from the girls who can't afford nothing but the $10 and better
Mm-hmm.
to the girls who can afford
Yeah.
$1,500. But Heavenly has openly said to those ladies and to her viewing audience, if you watch it on the YouTube, that she is not into beauty. She started this
Yeah.
business for her daughter. And so because it's something that
Mhm.
she is starting for her daughter until her daughter can legally take over and do everything the right way, that I don't want to drag something that will possibly make that place lose business. That's something that she set up for her child. I can't do
True.
Yeah, we got to be clear. Like these are just
Yeah, I
jokes.
would never.
These are all
Yeah.
jokes. Please
No,
shop
not
at
y'all, but
Heavenly.
not y'all,
Yeah, I'm
but
saying,
No,
but
I'm just saying in period, but because
by
the
the
store
way,
is nice.
yeah, I said, but these are just jokes. Please shop at Heavenly
But,
Beauty. She
that's
does,
what y'all need to realize. Karma always comes back, and you don't get to pick and choose how it comes back or what it said when it comes back. It just comes back, and it might not be
true,
the way you want.
true.
I got to drop
Well, her
off
store
because I
is
got to
nice
go.
as hell,
You
y'all.
like
Finish it.
that?
I wasn't finished.
I gotta
I
go
wasn't
do
finished.
my
I was letting
office
Nola
stuff.
finish.
So thank y'all for letting me up on
Yeah,
your
y'all just got
Thank
your
you
alert.
for coming out.
Thanks to
We appreciate
I
you,
just got
Brandon.
your
Thank you.
notification.
Okay. Oh, look at them turning on notifications now.
Oh wait, you about to go live?
Well, I already started. I got to get this out of the way.
Oh,
I
All
okay.
right, you go ahead because
We'll be over there.
I'm gonna watch you from the bed because I'm about to go lie down after we get off from here because I got to go to the fondle spot tomorrow.
okay.
Not to the fondle spot,
To
but
the fondle spot. Oh, I got to get surgery on my shoulder.
I saw that
Oh,
post
you
the other
didn't
day.
tell
I
me you had to
died
get
laughing. I
surgery
said,
on
not
your
the fondle
shoulder.
spot.
I got to get surgery.
Your
Oh,
rotator cuff.
Yeah, my rotator cuff
I'm
is
gonna
messed
hit
up.
My
I'm gonna
sister
hit you in
had
the
one of
messages
both
to
of
find
hers.
out what it's for.
I didn't see your picture, so I'm gonna have to see what.
Oh,
My
you didn't
sister
see
had one of both of hers.
you didn't
Both
see
of her
the
rotator cuffs.
you didn't see the picture of her being pouring the sauce on the chicken and
I've
the
been in the
negligee?
Renaissance, so I've been in
Yeah.
the Renaissance for the.
He been over there in Beyonce land.
I've been in the Renaissance for about
He
That's
two,
why
he
we
3
ain't
had
come
the
to
days.
fake
intervention
Beyonce land
segment.
because I'm fake Beyonce.
Hey, can
I'm
I say this,
Beyonce.
y'all? Can I say this? I don't know if any of y'all noticed, and it might have been when my mama called me checking on me for the day, so I might have missed that part. Did y'all hear Toya say she gotta keep flipping houses? Now, if she flipping houses, does that mean she in real estate, or does she mean the houses that they moving in and out of? Because if she
I heard
flipping
somebody say
houses,
she was
if
supposed to be
she's
getting
flipping
into real
houses
estate.
on,
She's in a state, but it's not real estate. She's in a state of denial.
no,
That's
because
what
I
she's
was
in.
I
gonna
heard
say if
somebody
she's
say she is
flipping
supposed to be getting
houses,
into it.
if she's
Well,
flipping
really,
houses,
all it
why they
takes is
having all
having
these
startup money.
problems?
Right, but we want to thank all of y'all for hanging out with us. Who we having?
Quad
Thank you,
drag heavily ass
Maxwell,
because she was wrong for
Maxwell
that.
holds it down in the chat. Thank you so much, Chris. And special shout out to Q. I know who you are, Q.
Finally, you know who Q is.
That's gonna be a
God,
whole running
please
joke.
drag heavily. Please drag heavily because she was wrong as hell for that. And Shady, I guess it's a Pisces twin thing with the heavily thing.
We tend to take things personal, so if
Mhm.
my friend went out and told extra stuff on me, you know, for the public consumption, so y'all laughing at me like a joke, I would feel a certain type of way. So,
Exactly.
but then again, I would tell you that, and then if you continue to do it again, then I'm just not gonna deal with you no more.
Exactly. And it
That's
depends on who it is, because if you do it the first time, I might not mess with your ass again. Because you should know better.
If
I
we're
shouldn't have to
friends,
tell you how to treat me.
I like to let
Hey,
people know
Candace.
what my issue is, so I don't just if I ghost you, I don't want to keep ghosting people. So I try to let you know before I start. I feel like I'm gonna ghost somebody. I'm like, hey, this is my issue. You know, hopefully we can improve on this. Hopefully you can improve on this. You know, are you apologetic or depending on their response? You know, that's how we can move forward.
Yeah, because I ain't got time for bullshit.
I did, certain people deserve a second chance, but I'm with Thick
That's
Girl
what I
because
said
certain people
before.
don't. Certain people I'm cutting off at the gate. I'm not gonna even give you a warning. You're gonna just see.
And that was a surprise party last week, so I'm tired of y'all making it work.
Exactly, Mace. That's what I'm saying. Not everybody, but some people, you will be cut off the first time. Love y'all.
Thanks for coming.
Love you too. Thanks for coming up.
Hi, bitch.
All right.
But we're gonna see you guys tomorrow with the Atlanta review.
It's gonna be some mess with that, y'all.
Yes, because it had a lot going on. Candy is stepping into the ring. So
your favorite Marlo gonna get drugged too.
Well, Marlo ain't my favorite, you know.
That's none of our favorites. That she
Mm-mm.
not be, I think she's gonna be next to Andy this year at the reunion, but I don't think she's gonna have a peach next year. I don't.
Yeah, I think she needs to be bumped back down the friend of.
By next year, Portia will be back because
Hopefully, and I hope she's bringing Simon Gubadia with her, him and his new teeth.
and hopefully Nene can work out whatever her issues are. But Nene dug out.
I don't want Nene back. After I saw her on College Hill, I think she needs to stay in college.
But I do
know.
think we need Portia back. We need Portia back, please.
I'll take Portia, but I think I'm going to hold on for Nene. I really don't want Nene back right now. Maybe, but I liked her on College Hill. I really liked her on College Hill. She was more laid back. She wasn't, because once Nene get around the girls, she start, showing out. And, I like her as the motherly role and the big sister role that she was trying to portray on Housewives, but never succeeded. That's what she is succeeding in on College Hill. She's being the motherly, the sister role,
cameras. She is
stay on College Hill.
She's not like that in real life, especially if you're a fan. She treats you like crap.
Right. I get it.
She treats you like you.
Because I would have to remind her, girl, don't let me remind you how Greg had to teach you how to count. You couldn't even help the boy with his homework.
She was a stripper for a long time in the
I know you was like, carry the one, good night.
She only count ones. So we're gonna
carry the one.
So we're gonna have our Housewives review on tomorrow and Wednesday. We're gonna come back for our Renaissance Fair. I'm gonna call it a Renaissance Fair. We're gonna talk about all things Renaissance, the ableist claims. We're gonna talk about broke and downtrodden Khalees. Trying to get clout off of this album, and we're going to talk about the album itself. So I hope to see y'all on Wednesday and tomorrow. So y'all have a good evening. We will see y'all next time.
Thank you, guys.
Hey guys, hope you're having a good time. By the way, don't forget, hit that like button. And if you're liking, you might as well subscribe. And drop a comment below. Come on guys, let's get into it.